Today I want to talk about what is probably arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest show on television. Breaking Bad. First thing I want to mention is in no shape or form is this a review. This is just me talking about a show that I really like and recommend that you watch if you have not already watched the series yourself. Do note as well, I will try to avoid as many spoilers as I can. I might mention some spoilerish stuff, but I'll avoid any main plot things. But if you know nothing about Breaking Bad, allow me to tell you a little bit about it. Walter White is just your average 50-year-old high school chemistry teacher who's just led a pretty normal, mundane life, same routine in and out. That is until he discovers he has lung cancer. Now with his body as a ticking time bomb, Mr. Walter White decides that, you know what, I'm gonna leave a little extra money for my family. I want my family to live a comfortable life without having to worry about bills or none of that other type of things while I'm going. So Mr. Walter White gets the bright idea that, hey, I'm a chemistry teacher. I know how to, get chemicals and know their composition and how to put them together. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cook and sell meth. Yes. You heard me right. A chem teacher cooks and sells meth. That's the main plot of this story. I knew that'd get your attention. A few of the other central characters you meet in the series are Mr. Jesse Pinkman, an ex-student of Walt / current drug dealer. He now kind of works as Walt's business partner. More like an assistant in the beginning, but eventually becomes more of an equal business partner. Walter's pregnant wife Skyler, teenage son Walter Jr., Skyler's sister Marie, and her husband Hank, who is a DEA agent. There are a few things about the series that I do want to just talk about. One of those being that I feel like I was never, nor am I now, on Walter White's side. There's always been a part of me that's like, I kind of want to see him get away with it. Which the final season kind of like deals with that question, like, will Walt get away with everything? And, as the series progresses, it looks more one-sided on the answer. But you never know until the final moments of the final episode, so. I mean, we can all sympathize with why Walt does what he does and has done what he's done. It's all been for the sake of his family. But then you kind of lose that sympathy for him when you see him kind of get swept up in the power, the lies, just it kind of consumed him and became who he was. I mean, that in its very essence is who Heisenberg is. Another thing I want to talk about is Jesse Pinkman. It's like, I'm sure a lot of people don't look at Jesse as a victim. I feel like he kind of is. I feel like he's just another victim swept up in the destruction that is Walter White or Heisenberg. I mean, because some people will look at Jesse and be like, no, because Jesse's done just as many horrible things as Walt. Maybe not as many, but he's just as bad. So fuck Jesse. He's not a good guy. He wasn't even a good guy to begin with because he was already naturally a drug dealer. He just became a worse person. But I can't help but feel sorry for Jesse, because I think Jesse kind of represents kind of the more humane side of that partnership that him and Walt have. Keeping more of his humanity than Walt does, I also want to talk about Mr. Gustav Fring. Just because, to me, he is the most unexpected villain. Because I didn't expect Gus to be the villain he was. Just because, he's the chicken guy. You wouldn't expect the chicken guy to be a fucking villain. It's just I thought he'd be a businessman, who works behind the scenes and stuff like that. And he ended up being a badass motherfucker. He ended up being a lot more cutthroat than I think anyone expected him to be. Cutthroat. A lot of you got that reference. Some of my favorite moments in a series would have to be the whole bathtub thing in season 1. I've heard some people say that kind of threw them away from Breaking Bad just because of that whole situation with the bathtub. To me, that was just amazing. Especially how the whole bathtub situation ends. I thought that was kind of more funny than disgusting, and I guess that just shows you how much of a fucked up human being I am to find that hilarious. But another would be just any conversation with Saul. Anytime it's anybody talking to Saul, any conversation that involves Saul is just amazing. He's just one of my favorite characters just because of his essence, just who Saul is. I wish I had him as a lawyer. Another one of my favorite scenes is the whole Hank and Walter thing, with the first situation with Gail's book, just when they're sitting down and he's reading at the wall and he's like, huh, look at this, it says WW. I wonder what that could mean. Walter White? And Walt's like, well, you got me. That was just the most, to me, the scene was so ironic, Another favorite is season 4's finale, the whole hospital thing. That was pretty badass. Especially the whole Gus part, that freaked me out a little bit. Like, I thought that situation was, I was like, holy crap, like, he escaped that situation? Oh, never mind. He didn't. And probably one of my most recent favorites is that whole prison montage thing. Not just like in both the series sense, like in the fact as of how they did it like that, like for the show, but just the actual events themselves was like, that was so badass. In a like time frame of 2 minutes that happened. There are just so many more things I could talk about the show, but I don't want to give away too much because I want you to watch. I want you to enjoy this series as much as I've enjoyed it. It is fantastic. If you haven't seen this show, or you just kind of want to go back to, relive the beginning episodes just for nostalgia reasons, AMC will be airing the show starting tonight at 8. They're going to be starting from the very beginning all the way leading up to the series finale on Sunday at 9. I mean, that's how it is for here in the US on the Eastern time. Make sure you look it up on your region to find out, when the exact time is. I don't want to give you the wrong time and you end up missing it. So, anyway, that's it. If you enjoy Breaking Bad, make sure you crush that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel for much more. Like always, till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.
Nice job, loser.